What's going on, guys? John Alder here from codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to start to build Blackjack for Tkinter and Python. I guess, like I said, in this video, we're going to start to build Blackjack. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with thousands of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off memberships, all my course videos and books, for one-time fee, which is insanely cheap. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're going to start to build out Blackjack. And you can see we got this thing. We can add cards here and shuffle the deck. And this is about as far as we're going to get in this video. We'll start to build out the logic for the dealer stuff in the next video. So what I'm going to do is take the code from a couple of videos ago when we created our deck and shuffled out two cards, one for the dealer and one for the player. And then we're just going to sort of tweak that and expand it a bit. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Get Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other Tkinter videos in this series, over 200. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got our deck.py code that we did a couple of videos ago, and I've just renamed it blackjack.py. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make this bigger. So let's go 1200 by, let's say 800 for now. That looks good. And then let's come down here to the bottom and let's play around with the layout a little bit. First, I'm going to create a new frame. So let's create button frame. And before we do that, let's save this and just look and see what this is. So I'm in my C GUI directory. Let's run Python blackjack.py. So you see our app is much bigger now, and we just have two cards, a dealer and a player, and these two buttons are below each other. So I want to make these buttons all on one line, so I'm going to add a frame and put them in there so we can grid them all on one line. I also want to then, after that, move this player card below the dealer card, so the dealer's cards are up here and the players are down there. So, okay, let's add that frame. Head back over here, and let's just call this button underscore frame. And this is a frame. We want to put it in root. We want the background to be green, and then we could just button underscore frame, dot pack this guy. And I'm gonna give it a pad Y of 20 to push it down the screen a little bit. Now I'm gonna take this button frame and I'm gonna add it to these two buttons. So now they will be in the button frame instead of in our root. And then down here, let's grid these guys. So I wanna do each of these grid instead of pack. And even though the frame is packed inside, we can still grid because you could switch around like that inside of parents, not outside of parents. So, okay. So what do we want to do here? Let's go have this one in row equals 0, column equals 0. And we don't really need a pad Y of 20 here. So I'll get rid of that. And for this guy, we want row equals 0, column equals 1. I misspelled column here. There we go. And let's give this a pad X of like 10 just to sort of space them out a little bit. So, okay, let's go ahead and save this and run it. Make sure that looks okay real quick. Python blackjack.py. And now we've got these two buttons next to each other. So we want to be able to shuffle the deck. We also want to be able to get cards. I'm going to change the text to that to hit me or something. All right. And then we also want another button that says stand. So when we're done getting cards, we could say, all right, we're done. Now it's the dealer's turn or whatever, right? So let's add that real quick. And so right here, I'm just going to call this the stand button. And that's going to be a button. We want to put it in button underscore frame. We want the text to equal stand, whatever. And let's give this a font of Helvetica and then size 14. Okay, and then we'll give this a command later on, but for now we can stand button dot grid this guy. We want to put it in row equals 0, column equals 2. Okay, save this, run it, just make sure. And before we do that, let's change this get cards to hit me. Hit me, right? All right, so there we go. Okay, so we've got shuffle deck, hit me, and stand. So now let's move our player card underneath here. So let's come up here, and we've got a dealer frame and a player frame, and they're in the same row. Let me just give this a row of 1 instead of 0. And I think I want to change these to pack for now, just because, well, you'll see in a little bit here. So take off our rows and columns from this guy and our rows and columns from this guy. And let's give this a pad Y of like 10 to push it down from the dealer frame a little bit. So, okay, save this and run it, see how that looks. Okay, so we've got our dealer card here, our player card here. We got our buttons underneath. So far, so good. So when we created this deck, we just had 2 cards. And now obviously we need more than 2 cards for Blackjack. We need to start out with at least 2, and then we need more after that. And how many you allow after that is kind of up to you. In some Blackjack games, there's a rule that says if you get, I think, 5 cards without busting, you automatically win. So I'm just going to put the limit at 5 cards. And we're just going to sort of pretend like that's a rule for our game too. But you know, you could put as many as you want, 6, 7, 10, I don't know, whatever you want. As long as you have space for them, you could do it. But we're just going to do 5. So let's sort of come through here and add those real quick. And here are our old cards, the player label and the dealer label. So I'm going to change this from dealer label to dealer label _1 and then player label _1 because, you know, we're going to have like 4 or 5 of these. So we might as well just name them. And another thing is I don't want to pack these guys. I want to grid these guys. So let's change this from grid to grid. And the reason this is because we want to put them all in a row. And that's just, I don't know, kind of easier to do with gridding. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to give them a pad Y of 20 and a pad X of 20. So let's add this here and add that there. So here we need a row. So row equals 0, column equals 0. And we can copy this for this one down here, but this is going to be a row 1. So I'll change that. So, okay, we need now 5 of these, like I said. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just come through here and change these numbers. 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. Now, obviously, we're going to need to change the column. So this will be column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, and that's it. So let's say create player images / cards, whatever. Let's say put dealer cards in frames. Actually, let's copy this and say put player cards in frames. Okay, so we just now want to do the same thing for this player label. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, just sort of come through here and change these numbers real quick. 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. Same thing here with the columns. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've got our cards. They're all blank. If we save this and run it, see what this is looking like so far. Uh-oh. Dealer label is not defined. Oh, okay, so we got to change our functions around to accommodate these new names. Dealer label 1, for instance. So let's come up here real quick. And before we do that, we don't really need to look and see if that worked or not because there's nothing to see yet. We're not actually dealing out those cards yet. So let's just dive in here. In our shuffle function, the first thing we want to do is let's clear all the old cards from previous games. So this is just going to be our dealer labels. So dealer _label _1 .config. And then we want to set the image equal to nothing. And we could just 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we also want to do this for the player label. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just go through here and change these. Very exciting work we're doing here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that will clear the screen. Now, we need to determine anytime cards are dealt out, what position they're in. So when the game starts, we want the dealer's first position to get a card and second position. And then we want 3 other positions available, but we need to keep track of how many cards have been dealt out into each of those positions, right? So I'm going to come down here where we're defining our global stuff, and I'm going to create a global variable called dealer spot and one called player spot. And right off the bat, I'm just going to call dealer _spot, set that equal to 0. And then also player _spot, we'll set that equal to 0. So when the game starts and we're shuffling, no cards have been shuffled out, 0 spots have been filled. You can call it anything you want, it's probably a stupid name, but it'll work. So, okay, we've got these things here, and this is how we did it when we were just doing one card. Instead of that, I think I want to create 2 new functions to sort of hit me for the player and hit me for the dealer, right? Instead of just doing all of this stuff there. So I'm just going to come down here and let's define dealer _hit And let's also define player underscore hit. All right. So let's do the player one first. And I'm also going to do global player underscore spot. I know we defined it as global up here. It's just sometimes easier to also declare it as global in here. Not sure you absolutely have to, but we're going to do that anyway. So we want an if statement. We want to say if our player spot is less than 5, it will never be more than 4 because there's only 5 cards and we're going to start it at 0, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, right? So as long as it's less than 5, we want to be able to say hit me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a try except block, just like earlier. And let's come over here to our deal cards function. And we could just grab this guy here for now. We'll put that in there. For our try block, I'm just going to copy this stuff from the deal cards function from our earlier video, right? So let's come up here and pop that in there. Make sure our tabbing is correct. Okay, so this first section is the dealer stuff. So let's just get rid of that. Right? And then now we've got player card. And I'm going to rename this to player card just to make sure it's very explicit. Probably don't have to, but player card, change all these instances of card. Okay, so we've got this player image. I'm going to change this to player image 1. And this one will be player image 1. And this one will be player image 1. Because we're going to be shuffling through here a lot, adding cards a lot. And so I'm going to create different variables for every single card spot. Because otherwise, Tkinter's going to get confused. It just will. So I'm going to call this player image 1. Let's just copy this 4 more times. 2, 3, 4. And let's just change these to player image 2, player image 3, and player image 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need one more. There we go, player image 5. Okay, so now we've got 5 potential cards. Let's do some logic. So let's go if player underscore spot equals 0. Then we're doing this for the very first time. So let's do player label 1. And actually, I'm going to grab this guy and bring it in here as well. So player image 1 will be a player card. Player label, this should be underscore 1. Because remember, that's how we're calling these things down here. We did at the beginning of this video, player label 1, player label 2, etc. So come back up here to our player hit. So player image 1, player image, okay, that looks good. And then we also need to increment our player spot counter. So this is just going to be player underscore spot plus equals 1. Okay. So remember, this is calling the resize card function. It's passing in the card that we were shuffling up here, right? Resizing our card, bringing it back, outputting it right there. So, okay, that looks good. Now we need an elif. Elif player underscore spot equals 1. And we can just copy all of this stuff. And actually, let's say resize card. And here, let's say output card to screen. Okay, so let's just copy all of this stuff. And here we go. This is going to be player image 2, right? This will be player label 2 and player image 2. And then we increment our counter. Okay, so we need to do this a few more times, right? So 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards. So this is going to get confusing here. So 0, 1, this will be 2, and this will be 3, 3, and 3. This will be 3, and then 4, 4, and 4. And then this will be player spot 4. And then this will be 3, 3, and 3. Okay, that's almost certainly wrong. Let's go through here and make sure this is right. So Player spot is 0, player spot is 1, player spot is 2, player spot is 3, player spot is 4. So that's 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's right. So 0, 1, here is player spot 2. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. There should be 5, right? There we go. Whew, that was close. All right, so 3, 4, 4, 5. Okay, I think that's right. Right? Seems right. Okay, so, okay, that seems to work. Now, let's come up here to our shuffle. And it used to be when we shuffled the cards, it actually put them out onto the screen. But we really don't want to do that anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And we can get rid of that too. What we do want to do is get 2 cards from our player hit. So shuffle 2 cards for player and dealer. So boom, boom. That will work. We can also do dealer underscore hit, and we want 2 of those as well. Okay. Now we haven't done the dealer hit one yet, so let's come through here and let's just copy everything from our player hit. And let's pop that in here. Now we're gonna have to come through here and change all of these instances of player to dealer. So the dealer spot. I'm just gonna grab this word dealer, and every time I see the word player, I'm just gonna change it. So dealer card, player, dot append, dealer dot append, dealer card. Oh my, all of these. So boom, 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 and come back, come back. There we go. Okay, so again, our if statements, we also want to change these. So dealer spot, let's see. I know this is annoying. Just give me a second here. Player card becomes dealer card. So, you know, you could pause this if it's horribly grueling to wait and watch me do this for the next minute, or just sort of jump ahead, but we're almost there. So, dealer card. Anything else there? Nope. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hopefully I'm not making any typos while I'm copying and pasting all of these things. I'm doing it pretty quick. We'll see. All right. This is usually a bad idea, ripe for errors, but we're going to go with it. Okay. Player spot. Almost there. Almost there again. Almost. This is making me nervous, so let's do it like that. Okay. Player label 4. Dealer image 4. Dealer spot. Okay, last one, right? So there we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay. That should work. So let's go ahead and save this and run it. It is almost impossible that I didn't make any errors there because we did all kinds of crazy stuff. So, okay. So here we've got an ace and a 10. Well, that's blackjack. We don't have any logic built in for that yet, though. And an ace and a 9, that's very good. But we can say hit me. We need to add a command to our hit me button. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let's come down here to the bottom, find our hit me button. So that was the card button. And we want to give this a command of player underscore hit. Okay, that should work. Let's go ahead and save this and run it. See if that worked. Okay, so here we go. Let's go hit me. Boom, boom, boom. So you notice every time we do this, and we can shuffle and get new cards. Every time we do this, look, there's 48 cards because it starts with 52 and we've shuffled out 4, so that's right. If we hit me, boom, it goes to 47, 46, 45. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. If I try and hit me again, it won't. This doesn't change. I can hit it as much as I want. It won't let me. Maybe we would pop up an error message or something that says, hey, you've already got 5 cards or whatever. We'll work on that later. But okay, that seems to work. And remember, that's the way that is because we use that if statement at the top of our function here that said, let's see, if player spot is less than 5. So as soon as it goes to 4, right, We add 1 and it becomes 5. It's no longer less than 5, so none of this will work anymore. So, okay, we are moving right along. We can hit me. We can shuffle and restart. This thing doesn't do anything yet, but yeah, so far so good. So I think we'll stop right there. In the next video, we'll start to work on the dealer logic and all that good stuff. But yeah, coming right along. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com. We can use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off membership. So that's access to all my courses, over 50 courses, thousands of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 150,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.